welcome to another episode of Stuck in My Mind podcast. And yes, that is a new intro. Shout out to my man Cole Johnson for that. Appreciate you, brother. And I'm excited. My guest today is a three-time best-selling author, a Broadway performer from Rent, former Star Search contestant, NBC's The Sing Off competitor, and a father of three. He has sold over 287,000 copies of his self-published book and is on a mission to help people over 40 stop settling and start living their dream. Today, we're talking about reinvention, creativity, and why passion doesn't expire. Welcome to the show, Troy Horne.
Hey, thank you for having me. That intro is nice. I like it. That was cool.
Yeah, no, it's my man Cole. He definitely hooked me up, man. He asked me, and I was like, man, yeah, I think it's time for a rebrand. I just going into year 6 now of the podcast. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, maybe we can spice it up and start just start doing a little rebranding. So yeah, no,
man.
But
that is cool. That is cool.
That's what this is about here, right? Being over 40 and being able to experience different things at this point in our lives. And because when I launched my podcast, I was 44 years old, right? Like I had no business at 44 starting up. That's what in my mind I was like. I had no business at 44 starting the podcast. But I'm glad I did.
Yeah, man, this is the perfect time because it's like now we know what to do. It's like we've tried all the other things, so now we know how to make things work. So yeah, man, this is the perfect time.
So you've lived many lives: performer, author, athlete, interviewer. What did younger Troy think success would look like?
You know what's funny, man? I thought success would look like, being on whatever television show and, being in the news and having people, kind of recognize you as you walk down the street. Luckily for me, when I went to Japan, I got a little taste of that, as just a performer. And I was like, nah, that's not what I like being able to go to the grocery store. I like being able to walk down the street. So yeah. But as a younger person, that's what I thought I wanted it to be.
Yeah. So what was it like performing on Star Search, the Sing Off, and you actually was on Rent, you was on Broadway as well, right? On Rent. So how was it performing and doing all that?
You know what's funny about that stuff, and I hope this helps some young performer or even older performer out there who's looking to go after this. What you realize in doing those shows is that talent is the ticket to entry, and that's where it stops. It's like the rest is, are you serving the production? Are you bringing eyes to the production? Are you doing service to the role or to the art? Can you do service to that piece better than, the next person? But it's like, everyone at that level, man, everybody's talented. Everybody can sing. Everybody can dance. It's like, so can you do the part? Can you add value?
What is it that you can do to make it your own, right? Like, what is it that you're adding it to make it like, oh man, that role, he's meant to play that. So absolutely.
Yeah.
So what was there a moment when you realized your path wouldn't be linear? Like
yeah, man. I was maybe 10 or 11, to be honest with you. I was like, I remember my mom put me up in, I didn't really know what I was going to do, but around that age, she put me up in front of church to sing, man. And my first time I ever sang in front of people, and I got a standing ovation, which is something my little 10 or 11-year-old mind was just blown away by. And after that, I was like, nah, this is what I got to do. Yeah. So ever since then, it was like, it's not going to be regular, but we're going to try to make it fun. So it's like, yeah, here we go from there. Yeah.
So one of the cool things about your profile on Podmatch, right, was the fact that being a dad was like one of the biggest things that for you, like
number one.
So how did becoming a father reshape your definition of purpose?
Cause for me, man, it was no longer about me. It was about, okay, look, I have a chance to help someone navigate this world with information that I wish I would have had. I get a chance to, just kind of help another human being find their way in this planet. And so I can't even describe it. Like when we walked out of the hospital with that baby and there was no instruction manual and there was nobody coming with us, I was like, oh hell. What are we gonna do? But you figure it out. It's like you take care of that little human, and that was life changing for me to be able to do that.
So you've interviewed elite athletes like Kobe Bryant and Chauncey Billups. What lessons translate to everyday people? 'Cause I know the Mamba mentality is
Man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing that I would say, and this is the funny thing about them, about both of those stories, that people just they don't like to hear. They like the idea of it, but they don't like the action of it. And so I just keep saying it. Hopefully, the person that's out there that um, needs to hear it will hear it. And it's this: the lesson I got from all of them was that at some point you have to be obsessed with what you are doing. If you can find a way to like, be like this one thing I am going to master. This one thing I am going to be the best. This one thing I am going to study. I'm going to learn. I'm going to fail. I'm going to try until I get it right. If you can do that, success is almost it's almost destined because nobody does that. Everyone likes to try, like four different things and then try this and try that. And I'm thinking they were like, even Chauncey was like in eighth grade. I knew. He goes, I played football, in sixth, seventh, whatever. But he goes, at eighth grade, which is what? That's like what, 11, 12, 13 years old, somewhere in there?
somewhere
I'm
around
like,
there.
yeah, he was like, in eighth grade, I knew that if I was going to do something with this basketball thing, I had to focus on basketball. He said, it's recorded. He was like, I knew that if I was going to make it, into where I wanted to go from Denver, Colorado, I was going to have to focus. And he made the decision by himself at 11, 12, 13. Same thing, with Kobe. He was talking about when I came over here from Spain, he said I was maybe around the same age. He said the age, I was like 11 or 12 when they came here, which is honestly ironic that at the same time, around the same age. And he said everyone was better than me. Came to Philly. My dad was a Philly legend. He goes, everybody was better than me. He goes, I went a whole summer without outscoring any points. No free throws, no foul shots, nothing. And he goes, I made a decision that I'm going to study and figure this basketball thing out and just get a little better each day. So people don't like to hear it, but the thing I got from both of them was you got to find something and you've got to obsess over it if that's what you want to do. So
It's funny because even with the podcast, at first it was to start it was just getting out of my own head and
mm-hmm.
once I launched the podcast and started recording, it was like, all right, what's my next step? How do I improve? What is
Yeah.
it that I'm gonna do to improve whatever? So I learned how to
Yeah.
edit video, learn how to edit audio, learn the
Yeah.
difference between a condenser mic and a dynamic mic.
Hey.
There's a difference between what camera I need, what webcam should I use.
Yes.
It was because I found something that I love to do,
Yeah.
and I really wanted to improve on it. Like
Yeah.
I felt that something that was something that, like anybody who was listening, right, was giving me something very precious, which was their time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I wanted to make sure that I improved on my quality, on my sound, because
Mm-hmm.
especially being when I first started, I was strictly audio.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I just wanted to make sure that my sound was correct because, like I said, people were giving me something very precious, which is their
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And when it just started taking off, right, I'm like, 44, I'm 44 years old. I'm like launching a podcast. And like you
Yeah.
said, it's like I became obsessed with it, right? Like I used to
Yeah.
be a heavy gamer playing Call of Duty
Hey.
or Destiny, all
Yes.
different games, right? And then I started podcasting because I was furloughed
Uh-huh.
from work. The
Uh-huh.
pandemic was hitting us hard,
Yeah.
and I started the podcast, and it was like, okay, I wasn't in media. I didn't do radio. I didn't do TV. I
Ah,
didn't do any of that. So this was like
nice.
something new, and it was just like, all right. My wife could have easily been like, my man, you 40 something years old. What you talking about? You want to start a podcast?
Right,
But
right, right.
she thought I was dedicated, and she saw like,
Yeah,
and you really serious about this? She's like, you just completely abandoned your PlayStation. It's like collecting dust over there. Like,
yeah.
what can we do to make this into a business? Like, what can we do to? This is my wife telling me this now, right? This
That's
wife that
cool.
started. So this is like, I'm like, all right, let's whatever. Let's see what we're doing. So we launched a production
That's
company. I've helped a few people launch their podcast. I'm right now working on finishing up a course that I'm about to launch. So
nice.
all these different things came from at 40, like
Yeah,
44 years old. Had I not started, because honestly, at 40 something, I still didn't know my purpose in life.
man.
And so
Many people, yes,
when
are
you reached
finding
out
it.
to me and and I was reading your profile, I was like, man, I kind of understand where you're coming from. Where
Yeah.
it's like, damn, 40 people. I think 40 is it, but no, like I've
No.
these past 6 years, like I've grown and learned so much
Yeah.
in just these 6 years. Like just doing the
Yeah.
podcast and the conversations that I've been able to have has been altering, has been life altering for me. Like
Yeah.
there's been major change in a lot of the things that I do, and me being consistent, right? Being obsessed with it and
Mhm.
being consistent with it has gotten me to the chance where now there's opportunities opening up. There's things coming on that are transpiring that if you would have asked me this 6 years ago, I would be like, nah, man, that's not happening. But to have that
Right?
happen, but listen, at 40, like, at 40 something, like,
Yeah.
how do you, so like, when did you first start thinking deeply about life after 40?
Oh, well, for me, it was like when my eldest started moving out, or he's like in college now doing this thing, and then my middle child, my younger son, is getting ready to graduate, and but when the first one goes, you start to go, wait a minute, they're not going to be here forever. So what am I doing? It's like it's very easy to get obsessed with did you do your homework? Did you turn in this paper? Did you be back home at 11? Be back home in whatever it is for, the family up there. And then when you don't have to do all that, you start to go, wait a minute, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing with my life? And so that was kind of a turning point for me. It was like, there's a lot of life left. What do I want to do?
Yeah, it's like me. It's just me and the wife here in the house.
Yeah.
The oldest, she's in Chicago.
Yeah.
And the other one is probably like 45 minutes from me. But yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's just us. But we find things that, like we'll go. We've gone on vacation. My wife actually we went to Orlando for a pod fest, and
Nice.
it was her first time ever experiencing that world. Like since I've been doing the podcast, this is my third pod fest, and this is her first time attending, and she actually got to see my world. Like she got, and then just people that knew me and saying when they would see me and showing all the love, like she got to see all this. So she's like, oh, okay, all right.
That's cool.
It was cool in that regard, but it was like just having her experience
Yeah.
experience it and see what's going on. It's like, man, it's like it's amazing to have someone support
Oh,
you and see something in it and be like, okay, all right, you truly, I see the work you're putting into it.
yeah.
Like I gotta support it. Like, and that's all you ask for. Like,
Yeah.
is for someone to be able to be like to see your vision and be like, all right, here you go. Here's my support. Like, what you gonna do now? Now the ball's in my court. Now I got to do what I got to do.
Hey. So now what you gonna do with it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah. Now it's in your court. So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
Time to make it happen.
So what do high performers understand about discipline and creativity that most people miss?
uh, Another fun little thing that people don't like to hear, but it's true. So I'm gonna share it with y'all. It's not always fun. You don't always love to do it. You're not going to wake up every day inspired, but you do it anyway. You do it on the days you love it. You do it on the days you hate it. You do it on the days you're indifferent about it. The thing that I've seen high performers do is we do the thing, the work, the discipline, the reps, the whatever, no matter what. And that's the biggest, that's the one of the biggest hurdles. It's like I remember this guy, Kev on Stage, I think was like his internet guy that does comedy or whatever. He came on his Instagram and he said, just so y'all know, there are many days that I don't like making videos, but I make them anyway.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like that's the difference. It's like we make it look like it's great all the time, but a lot of the time it's work. So that
Like,
would be the thing.
oh
Yeah.
man, people, people think like they see, and I'm just recording, and but there's a lot
Yes.
of there's a lot of work that if it wasn't for the fact that I've learned a system or I built my system that works for me, I would
Mhm.
have probably burnt out a long time ago.
Yes,
Because
yes. Yeah.
it and eventually it took me deciding to go live because
Mhm.
that helped with the editing part of it, right?
Right, right.
I no longer had to edit my videos and my audio, so because now it's out there, right? It's out in the world
Right.
once I go live, and so, but it was just like, all right, you don't. The only way you improve with anything, right, is with the reps. It's just keep
Yes.
going and doing and getting the reps in
Right.
and that's how that's the I was like I didn't start off like this.
Right.
You listen to the first few episodes, it was not it's night and day. Night and day. Like didn't
Right.
have a clue, but just the fact that I made the effort, right? And went and found like, all right, I found my voice. And
Mhm.
again, it it takes the reps. It takes you
Right.
having to go and do it and challenge myself and make myself feel uncomfortable and do something that I normally what I wasn't doing.
Right.
So just being able to step into that realm
Yeah.
and really start, all right,
Yeah.
yes, you start obsessing with it, but you also start learning like how to manage it, right? Like
Right.
if
Right.
if if you go in and you just go gun ho and don't learn the structure and don't learn the system, that's how a lot of people burn themselves out.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is there's no magical trick. It's like it's reps. The answer is more reps.
Mhm.
I mean, hey.
And another thing you do because you're a self published author,
Mhm.
and that me and my nephew last year we launched our own publishing company.
Hey.
Eh, Like we've just launched like this. We just decided we was just gonna do a whole media empire. Like
Yeah, man. That's
we've
beautiful.
launched the internet radio station. We've launched two YouTube channels.
Nice.
We've launched a publishing company, which we actually helped this young lady publish her first children's book, and so we've like gone and just dove right in, right? But like
Yeah.
we're both laid it out. We're both over 40,
Yeah.
and we've just like, you know what, like just here we go.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's like, hey, this is the go round we get. It's like make the most out of it. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, being a self published author, you wrote Middle Management. What what
Yeah.
what inspired you to write? Like what made you think like, man, I got a book in me. Let me put it out there.
The thing that inspired me to write that book specifically was I couldn't find one that kind of spoke to um, midlife in the way that resonated with me. A lot of things that are out there for midlife talk about, you know, I'm just gonna say they talk about like declining and you can't and like it's I was like, wait. That's not how I want to do the second half. I want to figure out how to make the most out of the second half. And I couldn't find ones that were just like, so here's some people that did some great things in their second half of life. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. The second thing that inspired me was I couldn't find many like stories of diverse stories in there. So I was like, well, there are two things. It's like I need to see myself in some of these stories, and I need for them to be a little more inspiring and not just so it's over. So
Mhm.
I was like, I can't find it, so I should write it.
Oh yeah, because there's not many people. Let's be honest. It's not a lot of people like us of color doing
Right,
doing self publishing
right,
and launching their own companies, and because that's not something we're taught. That's not
right,
something where that's we're brought up, right? So
right, right,
being able to show people like, hey, listen, I'm a self published author.
right.
I'm doing some good amazing things over here. Like just being able to have that part of it, it's an amazing feeling. Like, yeah, like I've built something. Like
Yeah,
it should like that's what I want. I want to inspire people. I want people to see like, hey, listen, I'm a kid from Brooklyn. I didn't expect to do any of this. I didn't expect to launch
right.
a successful podcast. I didn't think to launch a publishing company, radio, internet radio station, any of this stuff. It wasn't like this.
Yeah,
It wasn't like when I'm growing up. This is what I wanted to do. I want to play baseball. It wasn't.
yeah,
This wasn't it. But now,
yeah.
like now, the second part of life, right? The second half of
Right,
life. Now, I am getting things accomplished now more geared towards, all right, what am I going to leave for my
right,
grandkids? What kind of
right.
legacy am I leaving for my family? And so realizing that now, right, and now and it's like, all right, I am doing some great things. I'm doing some awesome things, and the way I look at success is completely different, right? Like how
Right,
you said before was being a performer and all this,
right,
but now for me, it's like if I'm impact one person's life,
right. Yeah.
that is success for me. So getting the emails and messages from people when they listen to an episode and they're like, "Yo, thank you for that episode, that conversation," or even when I have when there's live shows and I have a guest and the audience is really engaged and they start leaving these comments and it's those moments that you're like, all right, this is that kind of
Yeah,
like fills me up like more than any monetary way. It's like being able to impact someone's life. It to me it is way more fulfilling to me
yeah,
than if I was it was if I got sponsorship or something because like
right.
you're impacting someone's life. Like
Yeah.
it's just that feeling.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool to help other people, on their journey and to show them what's possible. Definitely.
So
Definitely.
why do so many people believe it's too late to start something new?
Because that's what they tell us. They tell us to like subliminally and sometimes non-subliminally. It's like, everything is like, focused on, they were the youngest to ever do this or the 30 under 30 or, that's the messaging. And I think I'm going to be, a little, I don't know, what's the word? Conspiracy person thing, whatever. I
Conspiracy.
think it's on purpose. I think it's on purpose because it's like, imagine you go through life, the school of life, right? And you've graduated and everything. Could you imagine telling a graduate that just had a master's degree in anything? Okay, you just learned a lot about this subject, and now's the time just to go and not use any of it.
Yeah.
That's what we tell humans. It's like you just spent 40 years learning what is going to work, what isn't going to work, the best ways for you to operate in this world Now that you know all that stuff, now's the best time for you just to hang it up and think about the rest. Like, who is that serving?
Yeah, no, not
That's
serving
serving the
me.
people that telling you that right. That's serving the people that are telling you to go sit down. It's like it's
You're right.
not serving you or the people you can help. So I think we need to change that narrative for ourselves and for the people that are waiting for us and waiting for the information from people like us. It's like share that information. If you're one step ahead of somebody, you can help them,
Mhm.
on their journey. So
Oh yeah,
at
no.
40, you definitely are.
And like I mentioned before, I had I'm actually almost completed with this podcast launch accelerator program that I started, and again, it was to help people because I know when I came into podcasting, I didn't have a clue. I didn't know anything about
Mm,
RSS feed. I didn't know about my descriptions, my SEO. Ain't know any of that. Didn't
right.
have a clue. It took me really diving into it and learning what it takes, so like what how to build a podcast and how to build a successful podcast. It took me learning. It took me
Yeah.
going up and down and learning and improving. So I was like, you know what? Let me build something to help someone else avoid these
Yeah.
pitfalls. Like, right,
Yes.
just be able to help someone come out, to prepare them. Because again, um, there's probably like 4 million podcasts out, right?
Mm, okay.
But there's less than 400,000 that are active, and that
Uh,
like so. Yeah, there's 4 million podcasts, but only I think it's like the number was 375,000
mm,
that are
yeah.
still active. And
Yeah.
so that just goes to show you, like, yeah, people who can launch podcasts all they want, but are they going to be there consistently? Like,
They keep going.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it
I
takes
definitely.
it takes you wanting to be like you have to be consistent in this game. Like, and that's one thing that I've like anybody who asks me, hey, what does it take? It takes you being consistent. It takes you if you're recording Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you record Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Whatever
Yes.
whatever it makes, but set yourself for a schedule where again, I had to learn the system. I had to build myself a system in order for me not to burn myself out. So that's what made me go, all right, let me build this course and help people launch podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, again, they need to know it. They probably, and the ones that come to you for your course, they want to know it from you. And that's the thing I think a lot of us struggle with. It's like, well, there are millions of things out there. It's like, so there is someone out there who needs to learn it from you specifically in the way that you teach, the way that you share.
Yeah,
And there are, that's the idea that I think we need to have. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Excuse me.
Amen.
So how do you stay motivated and creative when beginning again later in life?
um, it was the idea that I don't know, when you get, for me, when I got a little older, you start to realize you don't have forever. It's like, you just start losing people that, were monumental in your life. And you go, okay, this doesn't go on forever. So sure, I can sit here and think and weigh and do more research. But at the end of the day, there's a limited amount of time. So you might want to be about whatever business you're going to do because, there's a limited amount of time. So that keeps me motivated. It's like every day is a blessing because we don't know, how many we have left and there is a limit. So,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
yeah.
It's, that was kind of like what started my story. In '08, 2008,
Mhm.
my wife passed away in a car accident. Uh, I was 31 years old. Like, and I had been with my wife since I was 21. So my first 10 years of adulthood, right, was with my wife, and so that losing her was the beginning of that dark time in my life, and and it was just like one tragedy after another, right? It was just there was probably like a 5 year span where six very important, like six people that were
Mm.
key in my life, I lost them, and
Yeah.
so it kind of made me angry. I was upset with
Mm.
God, life,
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and I kind of like I say my wife kind of prepared me for it, right? Because she when I got with her, she introduced me to the world. Like I said before, like some of the stuff I've learned now in life, we're not taught in the hood. Like this is not something
Mm.
so she introduced me to the world of self development. She introduced me to wanting to improve and yeah, I read comic books and all that, but she introduced me to certain teachings and certain
Yeah.
and that I think was her way of preparing me for what was to come, right? Because
Yeah.
it took me going back into those teachings and kind of turn my life back around
Yeah.
to where now I'm happily remarried and I have a pretty good job. I
Yeah.
have a pretty successful podcast. Just like
Yay.
just being able to turn it around and share this
Right.
experience and at first like I didn't share my story at first, right? But
Mhm.
it took me speaking to people and realizing that yeah, people need to hear this because there's people that deal
Yeah.
with grief and just don't know how to deal with it or whatever. So it's important. It was important for me to share my story and so for me now it's like just like I said, I've lost so much, so
Yeah.
I kind of look at life and be like, all right, I was rock bottom. I hit the bottom. Like there's no lower than where I was at. Like
All right.
all there is now is to go up. And
Yeah.
but you I could have easily like given up, right? Been like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not. But it was just like I said, it was her preparing me for what was to come. Like just I don't think if I would have had those teachings, I would have been able to get myself out of the funk that I was in and everything.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the biggest lie society tells people about aging and ambition?
Aside from that, it's too old, or that you're too old, or it's too late. Another thing is that it's impossible. I mean, I was talking to my sister the other day because we just talk like every week or so, or both my sisters actually. But it was like I was looking back at some of the things that I was able to do, and everything that I was able to do, people told me was impossible, even in the time that I started to do it. So it's like I think the ideas that we get that it's too late or it's impossible are things that keep a lot of people from living their absolute best life in the second half and in the first.
I, I think like it's crazy because I think in the second half, I've don't get me wrong, I've like the first half is kind of what molded me right
Right.
into
Yeah. Yeah.
becoming into kind of becoming who I am, right?
Yeah.
Now this second half, it's like okay, yeah, I've been through all the hardships
Right.
and all the
Yes.
all right now it's time for you to really get through that. Like just
Right.
now it's time like we just look at life completely different and
Right.
attack it differently, right? Not be like, oh, well, I can't do this, I can't do it, but
Right.
yeah, no, I can't. Now, like look where I've come from,
Exactly.
and look where I'm at now, and the things that I've been able to build, not knowing that I'm able to build these things, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
Be like, for you, I'm sure for you being able to say, hey, I'm a self published author, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a big deal. Like people don't understand it. Not like self publishing isn't easy. Like
Right. Right.
there's again there's work into it. And
Right.
once the product is out, people are like, oh yeah, but there's
That's
work.
when the work begins.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Right. Yes, definitely. I mean, that's when the work begins. It's like, now you've got it out there. Now you've got to make sure that it gets to the people that need to hear it or read it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's
absolutely.
funny.
So what does it really take to start over without burning everything down?
What does it take, like, to start over without burning everything down? Hmm. It's. I would say later in life, I've learned that it's really getting rid of the other voices that have been going on in your head and turning towards the ones that are true and that are your own. I think as we get older, we have a whole bunch of limiting beliefs from friends, society, relatives, whatever, and they're still in there. And I think we still say, well, my parents didn't do this, or my, uncle did this, or my school teacher said this, like that one movie with that guy and Tom Hanks where he says, I am the captain now, you're the captain now. So yes, those things happen, but you are now an adult, and it's time for you to look at whatever it is that you need to do and take responsibility for that and move into that, into making that happen. Because we're in control now. We're no longer the 7-year old or the 18-year old or the 22-year old. It's like we're now the 40+ year old, and it's time for you to go. Yeah, maybe those things happen, and but you're responsible for making them, turning them into something for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can people balance responsibility with chasing a dream?
There's a story about I forget his name. I think it's John Grisham or something like that, where he was talking about he was a lawyer before he became, a crime writer or something like that. And he would get up in the morning and he would write for 2 hours or so, go to work, and then get home at night and write some more. And he did that every day, for a year or years or something like that, until he found his footing and mastered his craft and, got his stuff out into the world, so people could read it. So it's doing it in the times when we would normally not be doing anything or we'd be relaxing. It's like those are the times when you need to go in on pursuing whatever that you're looking to pursue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you have to find that balance, right? Because you
Right.
really don't want to just, yes, it's great to obsess over this, right? To what you're doing, but you
Mhm.
also need to find that balance where you're like, all right, it's time for me like to just step back
Mm.
and this just whatever it is that you need to kind of gather yourself back together or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, sometimes it's good. Like for me on weekends, right? I would make sure
Right.
I don't. I create content Monday through Friday, right?
Nice.
So Saturday, Sunday, it's me and wifey. Like Sunday, me and her. That's soul food Sunday. Like we'll go get some white
Mm.
collard greens and some mac and cheese. Right, that's every Sunday. And so
Nice.
that's our thing. Like that's how we balance everything. Is we find that time to really find that time to be ourselves, right? To do the things that we love to do and enjoy, which and so to be able to find that and continue to do what I'm doing
Mhm.
on Monday through Friday. Like I have a day job, right? And then
Right.
I come home and I'll rest for a little bit, and then I'll Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays I do the podcast.
All right.
Thursday, Friday Thursdays I do another show with a friend, and
Mhm.
Friday I do another show with a friend. And so I find I have to find some time to like unplug, right? You need those moments where you need to unplug and disconnect so that you can keep your sanity sometimes. Like you don't want, like I said, yes, it's great to obsess over something, but again, you need to also know when it's time to like detach yourself.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So what advice do you give someone who feels stuck in middle life?
So In the book I write about this thing, then I think it's a practice with a lot of people that kind of get unstuck in any situation, and that is what I like to call walking meditation, and that is where you go into a space where you know throughout your day you turn off the things like the podcast, the radio shows, the whatever, the audio books, and you just spend some time either on the train or in your car or in your house with nothing on. So you get very familiar with that voice inside your head. You get very familiar with the things that you're saying to yourself. And you spend time doing that, for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, whatever, where it's like in your off time, you just turn everything off. Um, what happens is you'll start to hear all the voices that normally tell you can't do things, and you also start to hear the ones that say, "Hey, I should really think about trying this." And you can lean more into it once you turn off all the noise and all the outside input and really start to listen to yourself. So I would say if you're feeling stuck, you know what you want to do. It's just now we got to get all the doubting voices, out and understand that they're not from you and get familiar with the ones that are from you.
Yeah. So no, I'm up early in the morning to go to work. I'm
Yeah.
about 3
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning. I'm on my way to work. But when I'm on my way to work, my radio is off, right? I'm just
Yeah.
driving and there's no music, there's
Right.
nothing, it's just silence. And I'm realizing that's where I'm having like more of my ideas, right? Because again,
Hmm.
I'm driving, but again, it's just no sound, there's no music, nothing, and again, I'm alone with my thoughts and those
Yeah.
voices, and that's
Yeah.
when I start generating some of those ideas, like, oh, I think I want to do this on the show. Oh,
Yeah.
I think I want to try this over here, or so it's that moment that's my
Yes.
moment in the morning to
Yeah.
really like set the tone for the rest of my day.
Yeah. Yeah. That quiet time is the best time
Yeah.
for anyone feeling stuck. Anything. Yeah.
So if fear shows up, how do you move? How do
Hmm.
you move away?
Little steps at a time, because it's like, hey, it's like, what one small thing can I do right now that's going to move me close to that thing, even that will make it a little less far away, because it's always more scary in your mind than it is in real life.
Yeah.
So there's this there's this weird uh, saying out there. It's like, what's the best way to eat an elephant? Have you heard that?
Oh yeah. One piece at a
One
time.
bite,
One bite at a
one
time.
bite
Yeah.
at a time. Exactly. So it's like, hey, when you've got that fear, that large fear elephant, one little step at a time. It's like, don't try to do the whole thing at one little step at a time. Yeah.
So yeah. So that's what a lot of people struggle with, right? Is
Mhm.
that they want, like, even with podcasting, for example, right?
Right.
Let's be honest, like when you launch a podcast, you're not gonna be Joe Rogan. You're not gonna be all these big name podcasters.
Right. Right.
So for for you to even compare yourselves to them is
Yeah.
just stupid. Like you're setting up yourself to fail, right?
Right.
I'm not saying that you can't be that
Right.
big eventually, but you need to set just goals a little bit more realistic, right? So that way your mind can believe it, like you can really truly believe that. And so for me, yeah, I'm growing. But it took me 6 years to get to where
Right.
I'm at. So where I'm one of the probably what top 5% podcast. It took me time.
Yes.
I like I said, like when I started, like I said, I'm not a celebrity. I didn't have an audience. I didn't have a following. It took me to
Right.
build it from scratch. It took me to do all the hard work, right? And
Right.
it's like that me. It's like one of those memes, right, where people just see like the tip of the
Right.
iceberg,
That's right. Right.
and
They
then
don't.
under the water, they don't see all the work and all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like. yeah, it feels great to really see everything pay off. Like seeing the opportunities and then putting out ideas that people are like, oh yeah, you need to do that. Yes, let's. So
Yeah.
when you start that when that starts happening, you're like, man, all right, like this is the way, like these are the way that things are supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
Like just being able to make this like seeing everything just like when I first started, right, I didn't appreciate the small victories, right?
Mm, yeah.
So I wasn't since I wasn't appreciating them, like things weren't. I don't think things were happening, and it wasn't until my mom passed away in 2024 that I really started realizing like I need to really start enjoying it more. Like I was enjoying it, but I wasn't really celebrating all the little
Wins
milestones.
on the way.
And when I started doing that, right, like at 20, at the beginning of 2025, one of the things I said was I was gonna start celebrating the small things, but I also was gonna improve my relationship with God and everything, and really start celebrating again, celebrating the small victories.
Hmm.
And once I started doing that, it really changed. This past year was a big shift, right? Because of that, because of the shift, and because of I intentionally was like, all right, I'm gonna do these things to really work on. It was more for myself to really work from on myself. So to be able to do that, it was like, all right, this is how it's supposed to be. Like you're supposed to enjoy these little things, and that prepares you for the bigger things that are bound to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
So if you could leave the listeners with one message about passion and purpose, what would it be?
The one message I would leave people with is you know what you want to do. Like everyone's like there's deep down inside you, like if someone were to ask you what do you want to do, you would there's a thought that jumps to your mind immediately. And then normally what we do is we put it down because push it back because we think, oh, that's unrealistic or that's probably not impossible. So let me think of something that's a little more realistic that I can say or safe or whatever. You know what you want to do. And the reason why that thing jumps to the front of your mind is because that's the thing you're supposed to do. That's the thing you came here to do.
Mm.
So I would say, trust yourself. Trust that you can do that thing because you wouldn't have something in your mind that you want to do if God, the universe, what did not give you the tools to make it happen. So you have that vision for a reason. So please, if I could say anything, trust that vision. And if you're afraid of going after that huge vision, go after it one step at a time, like we just talked about.
Yep. Well, we've come to the part of the show where you get the spotlight and you get to plug away and let everybody know
Oh,
where they get the book, the website, Instagram, everything.
yeah. So you can find me at troyhorne.com. That's TROYHORNE.com. The book that I would love for you guys to pick up is called Middle Management, which I have over here. This is what it looks like here on Amazon, Middle Management on Amazon. I like, my friends say the audiobook is one of their favorites. So if you like listening to audiobooks, I have it on audiobook as well. But TroyHorne.com is the best way to find me. I'm also on Instagram at Troy Horne Official. But yeah, so yeah, and go out there no matter what happens. Go out there and make sure that you live the life that you came to live because we need it. We need you to do exactly what you came to do. So hopefully that helps someone and inspires someone today.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Appreciate you stopping by and sharing this time with me. This is good, man. Anytime I go over like 45 minutes, that's when you know it's like a pretty good show.
Hey.
Usually, if it cuts short, that means it either
Oh,
they answered questions real quickly, or where the conversation just was flowing, but it's just not that. But yeah, nah, man, 50 minutes is good, man. I like that.
Hey, let's do it. That's awesome.
But once again, man, brother, thank you for stopping by, and you're always welcome to come back if you write more books, whatever. I love having return guests, so you're more than
That'd be
welcome to
awesome.
come back, brother.
That'd be awesome.
But
Thank you for
don't
having me. This has been cool.
pleasure's all mine, man. But don't leave just yet. Let me close out the show with Shy a little bit
Okay.
off the air. But once again, brother, thank you for stopping by, man. This is good. I always enjoy when I have people who definitely drop some nuggets. But appreciate your time.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Another great episode is in the books. I had a great time. If you're over 40 and feeling like there's more you were meant to do, check out Troy's book, Middle Management. All the links are going to be in the show notes. And if this episode lit something up in you, share it with someone who needs permission to start their next chapter. You know how your boy Wize does it? And actually, here's the new outro as well. Peace out.